All right, hello everyone. Once again, I am Mr. Coleman, and for my portion of the CUA, I will go over the geography of South America. So, our learning objective for today I will study map features of South America to prepare for our Unit 3A CUA. So, I can locate and recite geography locations. I know I have it when I can take my exam and pass what I learn to people that is as interested as I am in this lesson.
Looking at our unit flowchart, we can see where we've been and where we're going. We've already covered Canada and Mexico and Central America. We're now beginning our study of South America. Here are some quick facts about South America. It's the fourth largest continent. It has the longest mountain range, the driest desert, the biggest rainforest, and the second longest river in the world. Check out the physical map of South America. Can you locate these features? The Andes Mountains, the Amazon rainforest, the Pampas grasslands, and the Atacama Desert. When studying geography, we always look at a political map as well. There are 13 countries in South America. South America is considered part of Latin America, along with Central America, and it is connected to North America by the Isthmus of Central America. The climate in South America varies greatly by region. You have everything from the driest desert to alpine mountains. Take a look at the map and follow the key to look for the areas. In the next few slides, we'll take a closer look at each of these regions. The Andes Mountains cover 55,000 miles of land. They have peaks up to 20,000 feet high. You can see on our physical map the Andes Range run right down the coast of South America. The Atacama Desert is about 600 miles long. Rain falls less than 5 times a century. It's the driest place on Earth. It can be found in the country of Chile. Before we look at our next climate region, we need to take a look at the Amazon River. The Amazon River runs from east to west across South America. It's 4,300 miles long. It's the second largest river after the Nile. It flows through 6 countries in South America. There are no bridges that cross this river. You can see on the map the Amazon River and all of the offshoots of the river. Now that we know where the Amazon River is, let's talk about the Amazon rainforest. It's half the world's rainforest is in South America. It covers 2.3 million miles, and it receives 9 feet of rain a year. Compare that to the desert we just talked about that receives no rain. In future lessons, we'll talk in more detail about the Amazon rainforest. Before we end our discussion on the geography of South America, I want to take a look at the tectonic plates map of the world. We've seen this map before in our geography course. You can see that the South American plate runs right down the west coast of the continent. And we know that there's a higher risk of earthquake where these tectonic plates meet. Let's do a quick check. The Andes Mountains run along which coast of South America? East Coast, West Coast, or Northeast? If you said the West Coast, you'd be correct. Which area gets the most rainfall? The Pampas grassland, the Amazon rainforest, the Andes Mountains, the Atacama Desert. If you said the Amazon rainforest, you'd be correct. Remember, we said it receives 9 feet of rain a year. Let's review our objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the physical geography and location of South America. In our next lessons, we'll take a closer look at some of the physical geography in South America, and then move on and look at the history, culture, religion, and economy.
All right, so one of the things we learned about South America is we know that there are 13 countries in South America, with Brazil being the largest. Okay, so in alphabetical order, the first being Argentina, Bolivia second, third is Brazil, fourth is Chile, fifth is Colombia, sixth being Ecuador, seventh being French Guiana, which is France, eight being Guyana, nine being Paraguay, 10 being Peru, 11 Suriname, 12 Uruguay, and 13 Venezuela. So some of the rivers and mountains we went over that are, we know the Andes Mountains is along the west side of South America, and it is pretty much the longest mountain in South America, right? So along with the Andes Mountain, right here, you see the Atacama Desert, which is the driest part of South America. And then we have the Pampas grasslands, which is part of Brazil, Rio, okay? Secondly, we have the Amazon River, which is right here. We know that it is the second longest river in the world, next to the Nile River. So we know that it's roughly over 4,200 miles. I know the video says 4,300, but again, that is something that scientists are still proving, which is the largest. Okay. And then we have the Amazon rainforest, which is pretty much the largest rainforest we have in the world. Some class notes I want you guys to remember. Now, we know when we do our map studies, we know that latitude and longitude is something we always have to remember when we're doing our map study. So class note number one, latitude and location can be the cause of how hot and humid a country can be. So if a country is surrounded by water, there's a great chance that that country is very humid and hot. Okay, so for example, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is surrounded by the Gulf of Mexico and the Mississippi River. So me growing up, it was very, very humid being around so much water. And number two, South America is famous for being close to the equator. So that's something I want you guys to remember as well. And here's a question, true or false? The Andes Mountains help protect Peru and Chile boundaries. So when we talk about boundaries, we're talking about pretty much the border. So we know that the Andes Mountains runs along the west side of South America. So pretty much along the, Pacific Ocean. So we know that it is pretty much protecting South America. So the answer to that question would be true. All right, number four, true or false? Latitude runs east and west, longitude runs north and south. So this is something you guys would discuss with your teacher, because this is something we should all be pretty much familiar with, and we should know the difference between latitude and longitude. Now, if you're still having issues grasping that, that's okay. That's why you have your teachers, to make sure you understand that you know the difference between latitude and longitude. And number five, cultural change has had a huge influence on South America. The Panama Canal plays an important role in the trade and travel destination. So we know that we studied the Panama Canal when we did Central America, but it also is a part of South America, because we know that the Panama Canal is the passage or the route, the travel where ships can travel to transport goods from the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. All right, and this is our last slide, guys. Just want to say good luck on your exam, and it's of course I always want you to remember these things. So always use the process of elimination. And when you get to a question and you are looking at some answers, just think if we never went over these questions in class or some of those words that is in your multiple choice answers, then guys, please use the process of elimination. Do not overthink those questions. Next, take your time and do not guess. And lastly, guys, if you do not understand the question or you are having difficulties understanding what they're trying to ask you, please raise your hand and ask your teacher. Again, good luck on your exam, and you guys will do awesome.